Can you have a girlfriend or a wife and have other girlfriends? Not MLTRs, not FBs, not women you're just playing around with, but other girlfriends. Let's discuss. I am Caleb Jones. This is Alpha Male 2.0. I make a high location independent income while dating multiple attractive women, and I help men like you how to do the same thing. Recently, I showed a video where Mr. Lucario and I were having a nice, fun discussion. You could click it right there if you'd like to watch that. It's fascinating to see how much weight I've lost just since that video was recorded. But anyway, we had that video, and in that video, we talked about how he follows a slightly different relationship model than I teach, where he is married, but he also has a girlfriend, not a hookup buddy, not just someone he's kind of seeing, but an actual girlfriend who I met. They were both at the Orlando event we did a few months ago. And he actually flies around with her, dates her, spends the night with her like a real girlfriend, and he has a wife. And a number of you asked me about this and got very excited about this and said, ooh, that sounds pretty cool. I think I want that. And that's nothing new. Throughout the past 10, 15 years, I've been discussing Alpha Male 2.0 relationship models on the internet. I've had numerous guys ask about this because it's not a model that I teach. This is, for some reason, a fantasy of a lot of guys to have one girlfriend and have another girlfriend, or be married to a wife and have a full-on girlfriend on top of that. Or in some cases, some extreme cases, multiple wives or multiple live-in girlfriends, which in my opinion is equivalent to a wife. A lot of guys seem to want this, or at least a percentage of guys seem to want this. I don't know why. And I've said this many times before. The last thing in the world I would want is multiple wives or even multiple girlfriends, which is almost the same thing. Having 2 or 3 or 4 wives? Are you kidding? Shoot me in the fucking head. I have better things to do. Are you insane? By the way, I live in the United Arab Emirates, and a lot of the local Muslims here who have money do this. They follow this model where they have several wives. They're allowed up to 4, plus girlfriends on the side. Shoot me in the goddamn face. This is the last thing I want to do. The amount of time and effort and drama, which we will be covering in a minute, to manage those kinds of relationships, even if you're able to maintain them, is insane. And I don't know about you, but I have other aspects of my life besides my woman life. I have my businesses, I have my mission, I have my fitness I need to take care of, certainly now that I'm over the age of 50. I have a family life, I have a spiritual life, all these other aspects to my being that I need to manage instead of managing multiple girlfriends or multiple wives. It is the last thing on earth that I would ever want. And believe me, if I wanted that, I would have that now. I have the ability at this point in my life to structure any type of relationship I want, as long as I'm willing to put up with the downsides. So if I wanted multiple girlfriends or multiple wives, or a wife plus several girlfriends, or a wife and a girlfriend, I'd have that right now and I'd be talking to you about it. But I don't have these things because I don't want these things. I don't have that kind of time. So in general, I do not recommend these types of relationship models, which is why they're not covered in any Alpha Male 2.0 material. I talk about FBs, which are women you hook up with but don't date. I talk about MLTRs, women you are dating and like, but none of them are your girlfriend. You're not exclusive. You've got multiple MLTRs. And I talk about OLTR, which is your girlfriend or your wife if you live with her, and you're allowed to hook up with other women, but they're only allowed to be FBs. You cannot date other women. I do not talk about having an OLTR plus MLTRs or having multiple OLTRs. That is a model that is achievable by just about any man willing to put in the work. And if you want to know exactly how to do that, you can go to open-marriage.com. That is both my book and my video course on how to manage a non-monogamous marriage where you live with a woman, legally married or not, and you have FBs on the side. You can see them whenever you want. That's the kind of marriage I have, and it's awesome. It is beyond belief good. I can't believe how well it works once you do the proper things. All of that being said, is it possible to have a relationship like this, where you have a wife plus girlfriend or girlfriends, or multiple girlfriends, not MLTRs, but actual girlfriends? Is it possible? Yes. Mr. Lucario obviously proves that's true, and he's not the only one in this world I have met or talked to who have relationships like this, where they have a wife plus a girlfriend or 2 or multiple girlfriends. It is possible. You can do it, but there are many buts. I'm about to give you all of the buts, and by the end of this video, you'll realize why I don't pursue this model myself. I have spoken with in detail several men who have relationships like this, and I've analyzed them, I've looked at them, and from my experience of doing that, plus my own personal experience being non-monogamous for 15, 16 years now, these are the 4 requirements that you must have if you actually want to pursue a type of relationship outside the Alpha 2.0 relationship models where you have a wife plus girlfriend or multiple full-on girlfriends. You ready? Here we go. Number 1, top of the list, you must have a higher tolerance for relationship drama. Even Mr. Lucario experienced a decent amount of relationship drama to structure the type of relationships he has now. And this is not unusual. Every person I have talked to, and I mean this literally now, 100%, unless I'm forgetting about somebody, 100% of every man I have spoken with, some of them I've spoken with in great detail and met their girlfriends and wives, who have relationships like this, where they have wife plus girlfriend or multiple girlfriends, experience drama on a semi-regular basis. Sometimes it is extreme drama. It is screaming, it is crying, it is hurt feelings. It's all kinds of chaos and bullshit. And unlike me, these men just put up with it because they have a higher level of drama tolerance. Now, I've talked about this in my books, I've talked about this in my blogs, I've talked about this in a video or two, where I talk about here 4 different levels of drama tolerance. You can look that up if you want later. Some men are able to put up with lots of drama or regular drama, and they can just kind of blow it off. It's not a big deal to them. Some men, like me, don't want any fucking drama at all. And if they get even a little bit, they're out. They're out the fucking door because for me, priority number 1 in my life is long-term happiness. And as I've discussed many times and analyzed many times, you cannot be happy and experience drama at the same time. It is not possible. So in my opinion, this is just my opinion and my philosophy, if you're experiencing drama, you are missing the whole point of being alive, which is to be long-term consistently happy as much as is humanly possible. I can tell you for a fact, in my relationship with Pink Firefly, we've been together now 7, 8 years, married more than 4 years. The amount of time we've experienced real drama in that entire time span is very, very rare. I'm not going to say it never happens. She's a human being and I'm a human being, but it's extremely rare. And that would not be the case. Let me be very clear about this. That would not be the case if I had Pink Firefly plus another girlfriend or 2. It would not be the case. I would be getting drama from her and I'd be getting drama from the girlfriends. Period. End of story. Now we could debate on how much drama I'd be receiving from these people. Well, Caleb, not that much. I don't want any. I don't want any drama. So if you're the kind of guy who hates drama and likes being happy, if you're kind of like me, this is not a relationship model you should even look at. Because you're going to encounter a decent amount of drama, no matter how strong you are, no matter how well you are able to manage these relationships. You're going to have to put up with some. Matter of fact, I have analyzed in great detail polygamous marriages, men who have multiple wives, and it is non-stop fucking drama from these wives. They're always jealous. They're always complaining. They're always bitching and moaning. It never ends. It's not like they get used to it. They never get used to it. It's terrible, and you don't want a relationship like that, or a marriage like that, or a girlfriend relationship like that if you don't like drama. By the way, something you should do really quick, if you like this content, you should subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell, put a like on this video, and leave a comment on this video. It doesn't really matter what you say. The more algorithm-friendly activity I get on this content, the more of this content I will provide for you for free. Requirement number 2 to have a relationship like this, you must be off the chart confident. I talk about confidence and outcome independence as the 2 requirements for the Alpha Male 2.0 lifestyle. But if you're going to do this, your confidence on a scale from 1 to 10 must be a 10. If it's a 7, 8, it will not work. These women will crush you. You will get one-itis for one, and you'll blow off the other girls, or you'll start crumbling on the demands of multiple girls, or you'll get the girls to fight each other, or they'll fight you. It will be a fucking mess. The only men who can pull off relationships like this are men who are extremely confident alpha males. Hopefully alpha male 2.0s, but maybe an alpha male 1.0 might try this occasionally. But you get my point. If you don't feel that your level of personal confidence in terms of your overall structure, your overall personality, and certainly your confidence with women is not a 10, don't even try this. You're going to fuck it up. It's going to be a mess. And you'll say, Caleb, you warned me and I didn't listen to you, because I get a lot of those emails, a lot of those phone calls. Don't even attempt this if your confidence is not sky high. Work on building your confidence to a 10. Then, if you still want to do this, you can try one of these relationship models, even though it's not something I like. Requirement number 3 to do this, you must have extremely strong relationship game. You have to have years and years and years of experience managing multiple women, multiple relationships for a long, long time. Like me, like Mr. Lucario, like several other people I could name. You can't just do this right off the bat because this sounds like a good idea if you have no non-monogamy experience. You need to have several years of experience of managing FBs, MLTRs, and an OLTR or two before you can get to the level where you can actually pull off something that is the most difficult non-monogamous relationship model you can think of, which is wife plus girlfriends or multiple girlfriends or multiple wives. And I'm not joking about this. That is the hardest model of all these models. That's one of the many reasons I don't teach it. I teach things, as I've said many times, that are accomplishable by the typical average Western guy willing to put in some work. One FB and one MLTR is a perfectly achievable goal by any man watching this video, even if right now you're a virgin. You can pull that off. Not very many men, as you're starting to get the idea, are able to pull off wife plus having a full-on girlfriend on the side or multiple girlfriends. And by the way, to be clear, we're talking about when the wife knows you have a girlfriend. I'm not talking about cheating where you're hiding the girlfriend away from the wife. I'm talking about these models where you have a wife and a girlfriend and they're both completely aware of each other and they get along or they even hang out together or whatever. Be aware of this. Tough. Requirement number 4, and this is something that isn't necessarily a requirement, but I have seen the guys who have done this, and they all pretty much have this in common, myself included, is that it helps to be a higher value man. What do I mean by that? That means your SMV is a little higher. That means you have a much higher income than is typical. That means you are way better looking, perhaps, than is typical. That means that you have resources that typical men don't have. It is easier for women to say yes to these relationship models. I'll be your wife, but you have to have a girlfriend, or I'll be your girlfriend, but you have to be married to another woman. When you have some level of high value, like you're very good looking, or you have a good, strong high income, or you're famous to some degree, or you have a lot of social proof. If you're just a typical guy and you're average looking and you make $32,000 a year, the odds of you pulling this off, even if you are confident, have enough experience and maintaining these relationships for any significant period of time is pretty low because, as I said, I'm going to keep repeating this, this is the hardest relationship model to do, and you're asking the most of your women of all these relationship models. And for them to agree to something that is so abhorrent to all of their societal programming and much of their obsolete biological wiring, they're going to need some other bennies in there, and that means you need to be famous or quasi-famous or really good looking and or make a lot of money in some way. Some other SMV thing needs to be attached to you for you to pull this off. And I will say for the record that every guy I've talked to just about who had relationships models like these were higher value guys, either higher income or they had some level of fame on the internet and or they were really good looking or something. You can probably see now why I don't recommend this model, why I don't follow this model myself, although it is true, I have seen other guys pursue this model, and it is possible. If you are wondering why anyone should bother settling down at all, why get married at all, why move in with a woman at all, you should watch this video right here, and I'll see you in that video. Bye.